This right here was the color that we sprayed on the last experiment, which was a black base, and then the pigment color is called Kamenbudokai. So it's kind of like a purple with a red undertone. We sprayed it in a black base, so at the far edge we'll see the deeper color. When the sun hits it more direct, it is purple, but with a slight reddish tone to it. Some of you guys said maybe try spraying it over a blue base or a red base or even a purple, like some dark purple base. So we're gonna see what we have in stock right now for a base coat other than black, and we'll give it a fresh coat and then come back to the pigment and see what comes out. So the color I am going to use for a base is Claret Wine by RUSTOLEUM. This is a 2X paint primer in satin. So I've used RUSTOLEUM many times for experiments and on cars. It absolutely works. So I chose this one, which is somewhat close to our, pigment color. So we'll spray this as a base coat, the Claret Wine, and then we'll continue with the same Kamenbudokai at approximately 50 grams, and we'll see what it does over this one. So we puncture a small hole at the top using a screw, just a light tap, make a small hole. We also have a filter, so we can filter out the paint coming in here. And another thing, you need to use the regular gravity feed cup with this type of paint. It's not with compressed air, it's actually propellant in the paint. So if you use the sealed system, like the PPS, paint preparation system, since it is sealed, it'll build pressure and it'll start leaking from the nut around it, or it was just leaking. So just use a gravity feed. The cap on top has a little vent, so any extra pressure inside the cup will just vent out. And another reason I like to use RUSTOLEUM paints for experiments, it is because this 12-ounce can is about $6 compared to a pint 16-ounce. This one is any color would probably be around $60 to $90 for a pint. So here's the spray can, very low on air. We're just going to go ahead and just flip it around, and that is the color we're going to use, Claret Wine. I don't need to use the whole can, so just enough to give me about 2 coats. 8 ounces should be fine. Once we have enough paint, so we heard that the air just completely aired out, but if we cover it, give it a quick shake, we have more air. And there's the paint inside the cup. It's just bubbling, trying to build some, compression, some air. This one, pretty clean paint, but I have had spray cans with particles inside the paint, so I always recommend filtering out the paint. Oh, look at that tiny thing. It's like a little mantis. Alright, so here's the first coat. And another reason why I like adding the paint from the RUSTOLEUM spray can into the spray gun is, of course, for coverage. It's great if you're only painting small items with the RUSTOLEUM rattle can. You'll do a good job. And if you, start painting cars, full vehicle, your hand gets tired, your finger gets tired of just spraying. And you also get tiger striping because of the tip size. with the spray can. So by adding it onto the spray gun, it gives you a better fan pattern and you get better coverage and just overall just a surface, better surface area to work with. So this is the first coat. I'm going to go ahead and just give it one more coat and then we'll continue with the pigment. Another base I wanted to try was a blue base. This right here is Midnight Blue, kind of a deep blue color. But I didn't want to try the blue, although I do want to try it, but I want to try it on a full fender. But I have an idea of mixing this Claret wine with Midnight Blue and getting a purple. So zero out the scale. And right here we have 5 3/4 ounces, 5.75. So I'm going to try to mix some paint. Just a small amount. I'm going to go ahead and just do 1 ounce. Now I'm going to get some of this Claret wine. And just start small amounts. That's roughly a 1-to-1. Midnight Blue and Claret wine, but this is still blue. We're gonna need a whole lot more red. So right here is 1 ounce of the Midnight Blue and about 4.5 ounces of the Claret wine. And it does look purple. It's just not light purple. It's a deep purple base. And I don't want to continue adding more paints, more white or brighter reds, because by the time I mix a very nice purple, I'm going to have like a lot of paint. And it's only just for the end of the fender. So let me go ahead and just add this to the spray gun with the gravity feed cup, and then we'll spray it. Okay, so here's the pigment. This is by Eye Candy Pigments, and the name of the color is Kamenbudokai. Here it is, a little flash. So this is the same one we sprayed on the last video over the black base. So this is a purple with a red undertone. Here's the pigment. So for these 10 ounces, it's 5 ounces of inner coat, 5 ounces of reducer. I'm going to do the same mix, 4 grams, which roughly puts us at about 50 grams per sprayable gallon. Someone asked if I paint my truck, would 1 gallon be enough? And I'm probably gonna, it depends on what kind of inner coat I buy next. If I buy another one of these, the Auto Paint HQ, it comes with a gallon of reducer and a gallon of inner coat. So that makes 2 gallons of sprayable inner coat. So that means that I could add, 100 grams, like 2 of these jars. And these jars, for the 50 grams, it's about $16. And if you guys use the code GT's Performance, you guys can save 15%. So for 2 gallons sprayable, I can use 100 grams. Just dump it all in the inner coat gallon. And then I could just use as much as I want. Urichem I haven't tried that one personally, but it looks a lot more clear. I'm going to continue just mixing this up. Just wanted to show you guys. I'm going to add it to the spray gun and we'll spray a few coats. For the clear coat, I am using the U-Pole. This is a universal clear coat, UP2882, and this one is a 4-to-1 mix. Alright, so just a quick recap on the paints here. The top has the Claret Wine base coat by RUSTOLEUM, and the bottom was just a mix of Midnight Blue and Claret Wine, both by RUSTOLEUM. Midnight Blue is kind of strong, and I should have started with the Claret Wine and then just slowly added the blue. But we made a purple, dark purple base, and with the Kamenbudokai pigment. The pigment, it was 10 ounces, 4 grams, so that puts us at about 50 gram per sprayable gallon. So down here is the dark purple base coat with the Kamenbudokai. Very nice color. It's kind of the same as the last experiment. Deep purple with little red undertone, slight red. We'll see it outside. On the top we have the Claret Wine. So on the Claret Wine, it looks more of that reddish color, of course, but it also turns a little bit purple. The purple by the pigment. Here's a flashlight, and of course I just sprayed the clear coat. I always say, as you know, whenever you do the cut and buff, like even the color is gonna look just way deeper, way nicer. And also you can, like doing it on a car, after spraying a few coats of clear, let it dry, you can sand the clear and give it 1 more or 2 more coats, like a flow coat of clear itself, and that'll straighten out like the surface. This is just an experimental fender, to test fender, but the color, it is very nice. We're gonna have to wait till the morning to see it outside, so I guess I will see you in the morning. Just in case someone wants to see this at night with a flashlight, this is what it looks like. I mean, just picture your truck that color. That's a Silverado or Sierra fender. And look at the bottom one. Very cool colors. Alright guys, so here we are.
here's a fender with the Claret wine on top. So I'll tell you something. The black base really helps. This one is the Claret wine, like the dark reddish color. And don't get me wrong, it is a beautiful color, but it does change the look. Like this one right here was a dark base. So we see more of the purple, and then when the sun hits it, is that reddish brown color. Over here, we can also tell right here the overspray from the bottom color, that how it went right here. So that means that the pigment didn't fully cover. The pigment didn't fully cover the color, so we can see a lot of the red from the Claret wine, and it's just an effect that the pearl made. But that effect, personally, I don't think it's a beautiful color. I mean, it is a beautiful color, but I don't think it helped it much. Some cars would look great on this. For my truck, the Silverado, I personally don't think this one's it. So now it's kind of making me undecided whether I should use the Kamenbudokai or if I'm good with the black base. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Help me out. Oh, look at this guy. Alright guys, so that is going to be it for today's video. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about this color right here. It's the same Kamenbudokai pigment, just different base. And I do want to continue experimenting, you know, other pigments, other base coat colors. Also, someone asked what color is the smart car going to be, and trust me, I've asked a couple times, and I mean, no significant response. Like, yeah, let's do it. But I guess after this last comment that they saw, they kind of like at least sparked an interest. Like, I don't know, maybe, but we'll see what comes up. But anyways, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you guys are, you know, in the market for pigments, you guys are about to paint something, just check out the link that I have pinned in the top comment. And they have a whole bunch of pigments from sample products: 1 grams, 3 grams, 5 grams, 25 grams, 50 grams, and you know, they have many assortment in colors: the ghost pigments, the glow in the darks, the color shift, the ultra shift, flakes. They have a whole bunch of variety of products and molds as well. So I mean, just check it out, and if you guys use the code GT's Performance, you guys can save 15% on your order, which in turn helps out the channel as well. So, you know, thank you so much for all of you guys that made some orders in the past. But that's going to be it. I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace out.